So this video is all about retrieves. Again, we've got to make sure that we are using an appropriate toy for our dogs. So for this one, for Ocean, I'm going to use a flat roadkill ducky. It does squeak. I don't think she's ever paid attention to the squeak. She just likes to be able to hold it. She does have a tendency to hold things from the end, which for a pet isn't a problem at all. Obviously for a gun dog, I would be expecting her to hold it in the middle, but that is for another video. I also have a retrieve toy. So this is, I think it's called a bionic stick, stopping them retrieve actual sticks. You can use these. It's a nice, easy one, rubbery one for them to put in their mouths. Nice and bendy, it's quite fun for them. So these are the two I'm going to use in this video. I don't use tennis balls to start with, mostly because Ocean goes a bit crazy over tennis balls, so it's much easier to get a nice steady retrieving video if tennis ball is what your dog really likes to do use one of those. But hopefully, having done the hold video, we will have them being able to hold anything. If you haven't done the hold video, I strongly recommend that you go back and do that, because it's already setting you up for a retrieve. We're already halfway there because we've got the hold and we've got the hold from the floor. So we're back chaining this retrieve. So I'm going to do the ducky first. So again, I'm back chaining this. What I want to know is that she will take this in her mouth and she will give it to me. So hold. Good. So she's nicely taken it from me. Oh, you have that one. Turn around here so you can see it a bit better. Hold. Good. So I know she's taking this in her mouth and she's letting me have it again. So the next thing I need to do is get her to do it from the floor. Hold. Good. So she's going to pick it up, wondering why I can't just do it myself. And we're going to get that further and further away from me. Oh, hold. Again, if she starts chucking it at you, that's not actually a hold. So we're going to ask her to hold it again nicely. So this is one of the places that can go down, where they just pick it up and chuck it at you. Good girl. Good. Hold. Good. I'm wanting to see them actually hold it in their mouths until you physically go to put your hand around it. If they aren't doing that, you need to go back a step and go back and do the hold training. Hold. Good. So by now you should be able to start doing it in lots of random places. Good. And she should come and bring it to you and wait for you to take it from her. Hold. Good girl. Now this stage, this is where you could start changing your cue just to be a fetch. So what I often do would be, as I'm throwing it, tell her that fetch, and that's the going out to get it. And as she brings it back, I want her to hold it, because I want her to keep it in her mouth until I'm taking it from her. So you can start breaking it down to add 2. This stage there's really, really no need to do it. But you could go fetch, fetch, hold, and I know she's going to hold it until my hand's there. But again, technically at this stage you can just have her going out to get something. Hold. Good. So we've got it on one thing. I know she's now going to bring Ducky to me. Let's try it with this. So I'm going to start right at the beginning again. Every time you put a new thing in for proofing, go back a step. You've upped the criteria by changing the object. Drop the criteria in other ways by going back a step, just to check we know she's got it. So hold. Good. This is a nice easy one, hopefully. If I turn around, you'll see how this fits her into her mouth really beautifully. And this is what I mean by making sure the object is proportionate for the dog. So hold. See how easy that hold is for her. This bit fits beautifully in her mouth. It's not too big, it's not too wide. She's able to put her jaws over it quite comfortably. Hold. And she could hold that till the end of days, really, without an issue. It's not going to obstruct her breathing, it's not going to make her jaw ache or anything. So it's a really nice, easy one for her. For smaller dogs, this is obviously going to be way too big. For brachycephalic dogs, they might actually, the size of it and the thickness, where it gets thicker, they might struggle with. So brachycephalic dogs, you do need to make sure you get a good one for your dog. All dogs, it should make sure that you have the correct one. But brachycephalic dogs, just you might not find that it's the normal one for other long-nosed dogs. So again, we're going to move to putting that on the floor. Hold. Good. Again, I don't want her to chuck it at me. She's got to hold it until I take it from her. Hold. Good. Hold. Good. Hold. Good girl. So hopefully now you can see how we build up to a retrieve. Oh, is that Ducky? Is that Ducky? Can you go hold that one? Good. Now I'm being quite harsh there because I had been treating her for Ducky, but that's not what I asked her for this time. So she didn't get a treat, even though she held Ducky for me nicely there. She had to do the correct one. Hold. Good. Out. Dropped it. Hold. Again, got to keep those stances up. She threw it at me. She doesn't get a treat. Hold. Good girl. Up. Hold. Good. So Ocean's doing a bit of chucking now because she's so frantic that she wants the treat. And this is quite easy stuff for her, so she's getting a bit bored. Just chucking it to go and get the treat herself because she knows where they are, obviously. So when that happens, you know you've started training for a bit too long. So that's why we make sure our training sessions are quite short, because there's no point, everyone's just going to get frustrated if we go any longer. So really key points for this one: make sure you've got the correct size or shape or feel object for your dog. Go back, make sure it's nice and easy for them so they're not getting it wrong. Every time you change it, go back and check that hold. Check that they are going to hold it, because if they're not going to hold it when you're presenting it to them, good girl, thank you, they won't pick it up and bring it to you. So you need to go right back to basics every time you thank you, darling. So again, if you're having problems, if it's breaking down, you might find you need to go back and redo the hold exercises and make sure you do it in such a variety of objects they understand that just holding is just putting it in their mouth. So again, 2 to 3 minute videos. Let me see the challenges you're having. Don't just let me see the finished picture. Let me know what challenges you've had with previous things. Oh, what happened? What happened there? Was there something you didn't like on it? Did you bite your tongue? Oh dear. Yeah, I know. It's okay. We're all okay. Make sure, sorry. Make sure I'm seeing the correct bits of the video. I don't just want to see where you're getting it right. I need to see where it might be falling down. And again, yes, if you need to ask me about your objects and whether they're going to be correct for your dog, do so. Send me in some videos.